This video is for all you guys out there wanting to improve your park skiing this summer. Great way to work on tricks like this is a feature like this. It's a ski addiction rail. We're going to run through two Pretz 2s, all the steps to build up to them, and have them looking like this when the summer comes. All right, so first things first when it comes to working on your two Pretz 2s, obviously we have to be able to do a very good unnatural back 2. A lot of people are able to do the 2s on, but they haven't really worked on their unnatural side of hitting rails, skiing, grinding, so they fall off like that. They're not very comfortable, right? So we want to make sure that our natural rail grinds are super comfortable. We have a nice wide stance, knees shoulder width apart. We're locked into the rail and we're able to grip that front edge. See how I'm lifting my nose right there, my front edge of my ski, my toes into the rail, open my shoulders and push to pop off the rail and really get a good grip. This is really important when you're doing a two Pretz 2 because all your momentum is spinning left if that's the way you do your 270s on. And you're going to have to really land, grip that front edge, open the shoulders to press back and get that pretzel out of the rail. So after we've done that, we can work on another trick called back swap back 2. I think this is another really good way to work up to a two Pretz 2. And it's usually a little bit easier because you can do it on big tubes and you can, do it at a little bit slower rate than a two Pretz 2. If you're doing a two Pretz 2 for the most part on bigger rails, you're going to have to come with a little bit more speed to get a 2 up and over the rail. And then you have less time to pretzel. Where if you're doing it on a smaller, easier tube or box, you can work on just, hopping onto the box, sliding your back swap, and then gripping your edge with this lead shoulder open, and then popping that back 2 around. However, there's this bug just dying on my fucking thing here. Disgusting. It was like a beetle this big just dying on my porch up here, making all this racket. So I was distracted. So outside of that, other really good steps are just doing big 270s on and going to switch. Obviously going to switch is going to prep you for doing the two Pretz 2. If I have 270 on and I stop my rotation and I hop back to switch, this is really going to help. However, a lot of people do 270s on the switch. They 2 onto the rail. They bring their tips up, they land, and then they just hip twist to switch, and they leave their shoulders facing like out. I guess it's kind of trendy. People do trend swaps where they do back swap and they just like twist their hips, but the shoulders are still facing upwards on the rail. It's okay, it looks stylish, and it's a good way of doing a 2 to switch, but you're not gonna be able to do anything more than a 2 to switch that way. So when you're working on tricks like this on this rail or at home, it's really important that you visualize 270ing on, looking at the end of the rail, and same thing on snow, looking at the end of the rail, gripping, and then popping off the switch. It's gonna be a good habit for you. Another thing as well is I wouldn't spend too much time on this because it gets you in the motion of popping off the rail to switch while looking at your landing or not really fully getting ready to rotate your shoulders all the way through. It's a good, place to start, but I wouldn't get stuck on it.